and welcome to the Flowing Through Film podcast. This week, we are doing another kind of break episode before we start Danny's next...
Well, we're second to last. We're doing
another one. We're doing another one after this. But we decided, since we have all seen, right, John Wick? We've seen all the John Wicks?
Yeah.
Okay. We should...
Wait, you watched all these recently?
No, yeah, I watched all of them last week.
Okay.
But... we decided, we're gonna do John Wick 4 because it's like the new big release. And honestly, I really like the John Wick movies. At least I really like Gun Fu. This one's like it's steeped in a lot of a lot of directors I love. Honestly,
yeah, I really like.
So
you
have to talk about that more.
But I really like the first one, but the second one I remember not liking for some reason, and the third one I thought was kind of just meh.
Yeah,
but I always love the creativity a lot. With them. They're not normal action movies, generic action movies. They have interesting, really cool visuals. They have a really cool lore, which I really like about them. But
yeah. But let me actually introduce my hosts, Luke.
What's up?
And Danny.
Hello.
So we are doing John Wick Chapter 4. Luke already kind of gave his thoughts on the franchise as a whole.
Yeah.
So Danny,
I haven't said about 4 yet.
Well, no, yeah. Well, you can. Do you want to give your thoughts on 4 before Danny gives his thoughts on the franchise in general?
I'll give my thoughts on 4. Yeah, 4. So John Wick 4. I had really high expectations because everyone was hyping it up so much. I still really liked it. I didn't think it was a masterpiece or anything, but I still had a lot of fun watching it, especially the action sequences, of course. But also, again, I just love the lore. The John Wick movies, the hitman hierarchy, I think is really cool. Mm-hmm. And this one also had some crazy, innovative action sequences that I've never seen before that we'll talk about. Mm-hmm. But what really kept me from loving it, the one main thing I can identify specifically is one action sequence, which we'll get to, that I felt was just kind of just felt kind of more generic, a lot more generic than the other ones. But yeah, that's what I thought.
All right. Then,
so John Wick series, honestly, watching this one, it just made me think of how I think of the whole series is, honestly, if they keep making them, I'll go watch them in theaters. Because I think of them all as one movie at this point. You know, where you're just gonna see John Wick walking around. He has to get to point B and kill a bunch of people on the way. And he has some reason to do it, basically.
Yeah.
And the reasons there is some cool lore, but really, I don't know. I don't think it's important to the movie. They try to make it seem important to the movie, but it really just doesn't matter. He's gonna win at the end of the day. He's he's an assassin that can't lose, basically.
Did he win this one though?
He's alive, right?
Is he though?
I mean, we didn't watch the after credits scene, so...
Well, I did.
Oh, you did?
On
Okay.
YouTube. Yes, I saw it on YouTube.
Is he alive?
Well, the after credits is... Okay, we'll get to it.
Okay.
But...
Yeah, we're not Marvel fans.
No, it has nothing to do with him, though, the after credits.
Okay.
So, it's still kind of up in the air, but... that's kind of what I was saying, maybe... Okay, if you guys think he's actually going to be dead, they're not going to make any more John Wick movies with John Wick.
Well, I've heard that the director of this one is done with the series now.
But did they already announce John Wick 5?
That's the thing. I don't know if...
No, they didn't announce it. I think they said that they're thinking about doing a John Wick 5 because of how successful this one's been.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I will watch a spinoff of some of these characters because they're cool as hell.
Yes.
Specifically the Asian girl and then the guy with the dog. Those two I really like.
Yes.
Well, we'll get to it.
Yeah, those are the two side characters. I mean, she's kind of only really in the first act.
Yeah,
I guess I should, now that you brought her up, she's in the post credits. So really what the post credit, because I guess you guys haven't seen it. Really, it's a very brief moment of just Donnie Yen's character.
Yeah.
He's walking victorious, basically going to see his daughter. And then we see that girl. She's hidden in a hoodie, waiting for him. And then right when he's about to walk by, she pulls out a knife, and then it cuts, assuming that she's about to attack him. So maybe just implying that that's probably maybe the next John Wick movie.
Yeah,
but maybe her and the dog guy teams up.
Yeah, or a fight or something.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, honestly, I would watch that. Yeah. But that's the thing. I don't buy it. I think he's gonna be there's no way they're gonna kill him off, right?
I don't know. I just don't know.
There's just no way.
Because
even the guy at the end, like the guy that helps him, like Harold or something. The guy that loses his hotel in the movie.
Yeah.
It seems like he has this kind of like sly smile that he knows that like he's still alive or something at the very end when they're at the grave.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know? Do you know what I'm talking about? When
No,
when the two are at the grave.
Yeah.
Do you think he's dead?
I don't really care, honestly.
You don't care. Well, what about
Not
John Wick
really.
5? Because that's kind of what I got to point. Like, I thought they were just going to keep making more.
I don't know. Do you guys think it would be cheap?
You know, like, I'd watch John Wick
Do you think it would be
5
cheap if they brought him back, or like would you not care?
I wouldn't care.
That's the thing.
That's
I
the
just
whole
don't
thing I'm
care,
saying. Like,
yeah.
I really don't care. Like, at the end of the day, I'm like, I'm just going to watch John Wick just kill
okay.
people in amazing ways.
Yeah.
You know, it does not matter to me.
In
what
amazing,
numbers,
unique ways. So that's what
Yes,
the franchise
exactly.
is about. So
Exactly. And there is some kind of comfort in knowing that he's not going to lose, really.
Yeah.
He's going to take a beating.
Yeah,
And he really, and that's one of the best parts about these movies. It's like, Keanu's a really good...
It's ridiculous.
He does a really good job of, like, through every action scene by the end of it, he's just, like, worn out.
You can tell
Yeah.
he's like
just
heavy
tired as
breathing.
fuck.
He's heavy
Yeah,
breathing and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy. Like, he's a really good physical
He
actor.
took some falls too in this one. Well, obviously his stunt double did, but like
Yeah, obviously
still,
stunt
like,
double did.
ooh, John Wick took some
No,
butt falls.
yes.
whatever suits they're wearing that can like break, it's
it's
like
like a shield,
bulletproof.
yeah.
It's like a shield, but they can fall from like 10 stories
Yeah.
and be fine. You know, maybe not 10 stories, but like 5.
I mean, he fell from 5 stories in the third movie and was fine. So
Yeah, no, it's crazy. He's like basically Batman. Like it's like
no,
a Batman. armor,
I
basically.
remember I just died laughing at this movie because he fucking jumped out of a window, landed on that van, like and just like
Yeah.
walked away, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
this is like, it's why the movie's amazing though, honestly. But
No, what do you think about John Wick in general or this one?
No, yeah, John Wick in general. No, I really like the series in general. I think the first one was the best until this point, just because I like its simplicity of just like they killed my dog, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like I really love that simplicity, and that's why I don't. I still really like the second and third one a lot, but the world building doesn't land for me all the time. It doesn't. It's not like they're trying to do too much, honestly, because it's kind of fun. Like I just think of those more as just like fun movies to like watch. Whereas I think the first one actually tried like to do something new for American studios at least. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
because that's what I was saying. Like one reason why I really like John Wick also is because it is steeped in like this like wuxia martial arts like. It comes from that mold of like movies, like it's like heavily influenced from like John Woo, and like it's even heavily influenced from, like even Tony Scott films to some degree, which we also love on this podcast.
I mean, the kind of like the main sidekick evil character in the Raid 2, like the really good martial artist, he's in John Wick 3.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah. So
he
I
is.
mean, there's obviously just direct influence.
No, yeah,
they know their
direct
influences from the
too,
Raid.
Yeah, because the reason we chose the Raid, obviously, to pair with this is because, like, we chose the Raid 2 because it's kind of like this movie is in, like, the first one was really successful, and the second one got more of a budget, and it got bigger and stuff like that, and had more ideas. Like, it scaled up. And that's what John Wick has been doing throughout all of these movies as well. And that's why I think this fourth one is better than the first one, honestly, because it's scaled up to the point where it's just absolutely fucking ridiculous. And I love how ridiculous it's gotten. And, like, the action scenes match how ridiculous this has all gotten. Like, the characters match how ridiculous this entire world has gotten at this point. And it just makes the fact that, like, this Russian guy on the first movie didn't know who John Wick was. And, like, killed his dog, and that's what caused all this.
Yeah.
Like these next 4 movies start because some dude killed a dog.
Like it makes
It's
it
awesome.
honestly that first movie that idea even better.
It is, yeah.
Because like you're thinking it's going to be a single movie too. You know, just like a single story. That's the excuse to tell it.
Yeah.
But then the fact that it actually did lead to all this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like it makes it somehow even better. Like if you went back, like I need to go back and watch the first one.
Yeah, no, the first
honestly,
it was really good on a rewatch, honestly.
No, but yeah,
all of them were.
You mentioned the same thing I kind of wanted to say is a good reason to do the pair to these 2 movies is they are a lot different than their
predecessors
or the original, their OG. You know what they're based on, kind of their first movies anyway. They're bigger in scale, and honestly, the Raid 2 feels a lot more different from the first and second.
The Raid
one compared
2
to this, John Wick.
tonally and not tonally, but stylistically is definitely a lot different from the first one.
Yes. And the way it's telling the story,
Thematically, maybe
honestly, just the
also,
story and
yeah.
everything. You know,
Yeah. No, see, like the Raid 2 that's more so influenced, less so from like the John Woo movies, and that's more so influenced from like Fukusaki or like the guy that did like Battles Without Humanity and are like these huge epic gangster movies like from Japan, like all these like that's what the Raid 2 reminded me of a lot more.
Okay.
But we can actually get into John Wick 4, and we're not going to go through this one beat by beat. I kind of just want it's definitely it's a moments movie, man. Like
We'll
it's
go-
an
we'll go-
action.
we'll go
It's just,
action
it goes
sequence by
action
action
scene.
sequence.
That's what I was
action
saying.
scene.
I
That's
was
the
kind of saying
thing.
before we started. Like, it's based on like there's like 3 major action set pieces I can think of. Maybe there's some smaller ones, but like there's the.
I mean, it just depends if you count when he's making his way to the duel. Do you count when he's on the road and when he's in the building as 2 separate ones, or would
I count as the
would
same.
you say in one? Okay, yeah, it just depends on that.
Because I was saying the first one was like the restaurant.
Okay.
Or like
The
where he's getting help. at
Japanese one,
Japanese,
yeah.
The hotel.
the hotel / restaurant.
Osaka
everything,
Hotel.
Osaka Hotel.
Yeah, the Continental. That's the
It's
same. It's the same.
same
as,
idea,
yeah,
but in Japan,
same
which
idea,
is cool.
but
Also,
yeah, exactly.
It's it's a great idea, but that's the first kind of like place he goes to get help.
Yeah.
And honestly, we just want to talk. How does the movie like really start?
I
don't remember.
It's with. It's with what's his name? The guy who died.
Oh
Lance
yeah,
Reddick.
yeah.
Yeah,
The hotel, his
yeah.
hotel gets destroyed,
Hotel's
Yeah.
getting destroyed.
and Lance Reddick.
Yeah.
he gets
He's-
shot.
He gets killed
Yeah.
in the movie.
This kind of happens.
And because it really picks up. Well, the very opening scene. We should actually say it because it's him killing not the main villain from the third one, but the big person in the third one was like the guy that he kills at the very beginning of this movie. Because he's the guy that basically sent him back and all that. He gave him information, helped him out. He's the guy that took his finger and all that.
Yes.
See,
I'm glad at least you watched the other ones.
yeah, no, because that's
that's
why they started out with him killing him because that's basically ending that loose thread. Basically, that's all he's trying to do is fucking kill every loose thread he has, basically. But no, then it goes back to New York and them destroying their building, and I don't remember exactly why they do. I don't remember their reason. I think the reasoning was because they think he basically saved John Wick or something like that.
No, they're mad at him for not killing John Wick.
Yeah,
basically. When they had a
basically.
chance.
Even though he did shoot him, and he fell 5 stories, and that's how Lawrence Fishburne.
I guess this is when we were introduced to the main villain in this movie,
the Gramont.
Peter Skarsgård's character.
Yeah.
Did you guys
how are we feeling about him?
He wasn't really.
He's hit or miss for me.
It's just like
there's that scene when he does the pencil thing.
Okay, that one was cool. Yeah,
I was like, he's trying to be the Joker. It's literally way too on the nose. He's literally even trying to do little mouth thing at one point.
I think he's one of the things that brings down this movie a little bit for me. It's just he's not that memorable. You don't think of him when you think of this.
He's
movie.
not as memorable as Donnie Yen and as the German fast food guy.
Yes,
he's the best.
He should have been more in it. His real name, the actor's name is Scott Adkins.
Yeah, Scott Adkins.
He should have been more in it. Honestly,
No, he really should.
Honestly, he should have been the main villain. Fuck.
He would have been a great villain.
Yeah.
I just can't. One of our friends, he reviewed it. Sean, he reviewed it and said he called him the fat CEO of McDonald's in Germany, and I was just like, oh my god, that's kind of what he looks like, honestly. But,
honestly, I can see it.
But no, that's the second action scene.
No, yeah, and that's the one Luke said he doesn't like.
It's
and
fine.
He's part of the reason why I love this action scene.
Yes,
just watching him fight in that fat suit is amazing.
I think I'm just getting tired of the strobe light party action scenes. I feel like it's just getting boring.
I don't know. I think
it's strobe light waters, but with fucking waterfalls, as the walls actually.
And it's impressive because you can tell they're the people are dancing actually insane. They're it's like a nightclub dance. They're actually doing it, and you can tell they're fighting right next to people actually dancing. So it's actually choreographed really well.
It is.
Oh yeah, it's not where there's a dancing all the distance over here.
I'm not arguing it isn't. It's just to me.
And it looks really cool. Just the low line in the rain, with the water. It's not rain, but it's a lot of water.
Yeah.
What is it? Some fountain thing or something.
No, it's just a waterfall.
Well,
it's obviously fake, but or not fake. But
all I remember is it looks cool.
It's honestly interesting how these. I don't know if you mentioned this already. You might have. These movies don't at this point don't even feel like they're set on Earth. they're basically just a dystopian place. These are it's just everywhere that goes neon lighting and shit.
I mean, that's.
But I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's an interesting observation.
I can think maybe that's one of the reasons I don't love these movies. I just I like them a lot, and I maybe respect them more than I love them.
Well, John Wick,
if that makes sense. I really respect the action.
The first two, I feel I remember them being okay, you
see that. Well, no, that's why I. That's why I really like these movies, honestly, because that's why I don't like. Have you guys seen Johnny To movies at all? Like he makes a lot of like Chinese gangster movies and stuff like that. But they feel like the exact same, basically. Where like these movies don't feel set like in real life. They feel set in like this dystopian like mafia ruled China, basically. Like that's what, or like Hong Kong. That's what like his movies feel like, and a lot of John Woo movies feel like the same way. Like it's like this dystopian version of this government, like or like the worst version of like the world of like how it could actually be or something like that. And that's kind of like what John Wick is doing. Is like.
I will say
It's showing the criminal underworld, and only that. But
at least from what Luke was saying,
a fake criminal underworld.
I think there are even movies that show underworld. I mean, there's obviously a lot of movies that do that, where at least it still feels like a real world of the underworld. But at least John Wick to me feel like it's like all these places exist just for the action set piece. You know, it's like this, like it doesn't feel like a real world outside of this John Wick going here to kill a bunch of people, and it's like these are all just NPCs at the end of the day. You know, he's killing. Like, it doesn't feel like there's any real consequences or anything like that.
I agree, but do you think they're going for that, though? Do you think that's...
I think they're going for that.
I think they are, yeah. It's like, I mean, that's why it's all... It's like it's set piece filmmaking that's like at its best. You know?
Well, because like ever since the first movie, like the fucking Russian guy, they're the dad at least in the first movie, calls him like the Baba Yaga. Like they know who he is in the first movie. That's like why this movie...
The earlier ones feel more where it's like, oh, he's in a real world, you know, and this is the John Wick guy, like kind of coming back to this like criminal underworld. But like at least in this one, I love the action, but it does feel like every place is just like, okay, here's the excuse to get John Wick into this next cool place to have a fight scene, you know. And that maybe that's almost what I'm saying is like I just don't buy the lore as much as maybe as other people.
Well, I think also the real world thing is, I think it might feel different, like not like the real world, because if you remember in the second and third one, the world is getting bigger, and like whenever he actually kills, like he kills the guy. I think he killed. I can't remember if it was at the end of the second or it was at the end of the second, where he kills a guy inside the New York Continental, and that's what makes him excommunicated from like the world, or from like their criminal underworld. He got excommunicated, and after that, like literally, he walked out. And everyone was looking directly at him as he was running down the street.
The whole hierarchy.
But like that's kind of why this movie feels like it's not set in real life, because he literally has to watch out for basically everyone.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't.
It's like every person he sees is an assassin.
Yeah, like, and that's what it feels like. They make it feel that way on purpose. Obviously.
Yes, it does. It makes honestly, like I can respect that, sure.
Yeah.
It's maybe I do like the movies more where it does feel like there's a criminal world, but you can still tell there's like they're underneath the surface world, at least somewhat. You know, like maybe there are regular people on the street sometimes.
That's kind of
sometimes.
Like there's like this whole last action set piece is going down in a park. There's not one cop or anything, or nothing. There's a fight scene.
It's up 2,000 flights of stairs. No cop's gonna climb.
It's kind of impressive.
Yeah. Okay. What about like when they're driving through the Archside truck?
Okay,
That's kind of.
Do you even hear a cop car in this movie once?
No. I don't think you see that.
That's more
about
that.
There has
the
to
cops
be
are in on it.
That's kind of what I like about like Collateral. It infuses reality. Like you could tell they're very much in a real world.
Yes, yeah. I mean, there's different types. This is more action.
But
action.
I like both. I can appreciate.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I might prefer the other one because you can still do the real world underworld and still have great action as well. And that's maybe what the Raid 2 feels a little more like that.
Yes,
it's trying to tell a story. A more coherent kind of family story.
It feels like a mafia family like this could be running like a place like that in Indonesia.
Yes, Indonesia.
Yeah, like because I mean like we obviously know from World War II the Japanese loved to colonize people, so like you could obviously see a Japanese mafia mob boss taking over a portion of Indonesia and fighting out with Indonesian families in there. You can definitely see that.
Yeah, I mean, that's why that one feels more real, at least a little bit, in between the action anyway. And this one is like, there's no real parts, basically. It's all just for John Wick.
And that's like, and that is what they're going for, like we've been saying, obviously. Yes. Because like he is the Baba Yaga, and he's supposed to be able to do anything, kill anyone, basically, so. And
I respect it because, like,
everyone.
You said this budget was $100 million, right? And, like, that means they're spending all that $100 million on the action itself.
Yeah.
And that's why I'll always go watch it.
And they did, honestly, like, because, like, that, like, the Osaka Continental scene, there's the German nightclub scene, which I really like. I know Danny and I really like that one. Luke doesn't like it that much. The third one is, there's obviously...
The parents.
I was gonna say the one where they're like have the crane shot above him as he's fighting everyone in that room.
Yeah,
that's after
that's
amazing. You forgot you skipped the.
Okay,
the
so I
Paris
guess it's
roundabout.
kind of
the Paris roundabout.
The street
Also,
fight,
but then like it ends obviously with the staircase one. But the crane one is like one of the most memorable ones to me because that one's fucking insane.
glad-
Like,
honestly,
oh my god.
Yeah, the fact that he holds it too, which is crazy. Like,
no, it's a long scene. It's like 5 minutes. I'm pretty sure.
And then he also has the fire bomb, like the fire gun or whatever. That's like
the incendiary shotgun. Like,
oh my gosh.
that thing's insane.
I mean, us saying this kind of reminded me, like, while I was watching this, because I will admit, before the movie came out and I heard it was like 2 hours and 45 minutes,
Yeah.
I was like hating on it. For sure. I wasn't hating, but I was like, this should not, and I feel like this way, like, almost with every 3 hour movie, it's like, it should not be 3 hours.
Yeah.
You know, especially if it's John Wick. But, you know, even while watching the Osaka scene, I thought about it, I was like, okay, I can understand why this is 2 hour 45 because it still feels like a 2 hour movie.
Yes.
Because it's not like they're trying to stretch it out, like add like extra bullshit scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
Just to, you know, pad out more time or something. It actually feels like a 2 hour movie, but they're like, okay, we have more money to spend on like longer action scenes, so we'll just make them longer. And that's
Just
all.
make
That's
them longer and more choreographed.
Yeah,
and
like
just
that
more-
last,
yeah.
like the last scene where he's getting chased like throughout the city
Yeah.
before he can get to the top of the mountain or the steps.
Well, no,
Yeah.
isn't that before the when he goes in the building though? That scene is before he goes in the building, isn't it? Because he goes.
No, because the whole last part of the movie is like him running through
But
the
then
city
he
and
goes.
trying to get to the
He
steps.
gets chased into the building, the
Okay,
church. Though.
that's during this whole
Yeah,
part,
but that's
right?
I think the him being in the streets.
Because
And-
what I'm thinking about is from the point where the radio station starts and she's the one telling us basically what's going on.
Which, by the way, this is one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
With her like
Yeah, with like and like the
but this is another point of like this is not a real world because
I know,
like
yeah.
she's like obviously
But it's
giving
so
code
cool,
words of
though.
assassinations. Like the only people that are listening to the
Dude.
radio are assassins.
and just like
It's so funny though. That's like, oh, I love
that
it.
she's like tracking him on like and they're like playing the music
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
it goes
it's
along
cool,
with the action.
yeah.
It's so cool.
And what you said earlier about the influence, it kind of wears the influences on its sleeves. If you notice at the beginning, when she mentions what their radio station is, she spells out WUXIA.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Damn,
Yeah.
you're right. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, no, I noticed that too.
I did not
that
know
was,
that. I'm
one
glad
thing-
you noticed that.
Yeah, I
That's
wanted to
amazing.
remember
Holy
that
shit.
too because I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
No, I did not notice that at all.
Yeah. And yeah, and she's kind of just taking us through like, are they going to basically kill him before he gets to the top, top of the stairs before
Yeah.
he can actually go to the duel? But yeah, no, I love that, and it spent a lot of time on that. It's
Yeah.
not just 10 minutes. It's probably 30 or 40 minutes. All
Yeah.
of that, maybe even. But that's
It's
kind of
hard
what I
to
was
tell
saying,
because
like,
you're like so into it.
That's why I was like,
yeah.
That's why I was like, honestly, they shouldn't even release like runtimes until after you see the movie. Because I would have guessed like maybe it was 2 hours 15.
That'd be an interesting way to watch a movie.
Exactly,
honestly.
because
Very
it puts
interesting.
my head in a negative, like, oh, really, 2 hours 40? Like,
Yeah.
I might get bored fast or something.
I might get
Like,
bored fast.
But
Oh,
it doesn't
okay.
feel. Basically, I'm glad.
Are you
I'm-
saying
I
like
was
you
wrong.
shouldn't you should be like an established auteur before you make a 3 hour movie? Or like
Honestly, I'm just saying it's harder to earn it. It's harder to.
Okay.
You got to earn every minute.
But you also judge it before the movie comes out.
I was judging it.
You
I
judge,
mean, I was
you
like,
judge
there's no
every
way it's
movie.
gonna
You
look
judge
good.
every movie that's 3
No,
hours.
no.
Come on now.
Okay, like you're
That's
just
what I'm
talking about the
talking
Bo is
about.
Afraid movie. Come on.
That's
Should
Ari
that
Aster. He's not
should that be 3
like-
hours?
I don't know. I haven't seen it
Oh,
yet.
that's
Like
true,
you
that's
know.
true. I won't judge. Fine.
I won't judge fine.
It's too long. It's too long.
It probably will
See,
be,
hater right
honestly.
now.
His
I'm
other
saying,
movie,
like,
judging by his other movies,
gotta give him a
which I have seen, they are too long.
They are
also.
interesting.
So,
though. That's the thing. That's the thing. But-
well, Hereditary, you cannot argue that.
Dude, anytime
Hereditary
a director
and Midsommar
mentions, like,
are not
Tati or
too long,
Fellini-
though.
Anytime a director mentions Tati or Fellini, like, I'm on board.
Dude, I am. I mean, come on. You got me. I'm not afraid to say that. Like,
I'm not afraid to say
interested.
that.
That's fair.
Those are like two of my favorite directors. Why wouldn't I be? You know?
That's true.
Like if I don't know.
But dude, like every
What-
director has Kubrick on their list, so I can't trust a lot of
Okay, but what if it's
directors.
like fuck, who's a director that works today?
Razan's really popular too.
What if he's gonna see? He loves Nolan first. What if Giselle said this movie's heavily inspired by Saeed Ray?
No, I
You
wouldn't buy it.
tell me
I
you.
wouldn't
No,
buy it.
you're lying. You're
I'm
lying.
not buying it. I'm not
You're
buying that. I'm not
You're
buying
lying,
that.
you're
I mean, I honestly probably wouldn't
I'm
buy
not
it
buying
either.
that.
What if
That is a
What if
no.
Shyamalan said my movie's heavily inspired by
Who?
Saeed Ray? Shyamalan.
He's definitely not. I mean,
Oh.
he might like. I think he's talked about it before.
He has
but
it
they-
in his Twitter bio.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You
Okay,
see-
all right. I can see that.
Okay.
More than I'm thinking.
There we go.
I'll have to
There we
more to
go.
that, but maybe
Exposed.
Maybe.
So, yeah, you see what I'm
no, but I
saying
don't see
now.
the direct influence. Like when I think about it.
But you're interested in seeing how they do it, though.
I'm more interested in, like, if the director says that, but then when I watch the movie, I'm like, okay, I can see where they're getting, like, their Fellini influence from. But if they're just, like, saying movies just to say them.
But it makes you want to go see it because I'm interested.
Alright. Yeah, because I guess Ari Aster did say that. Yeah. He's
but
like, these are...
Ari Aster, he put Playtime on my site and SoundCloud. Okay. I remember that stuff. Okay. I keep that in mind.
And he's still young. Like, he's still early in his career. You know?
He's interesting. He's an interesting...
Right. I'll give it a chance. It's an IMAX, so...
It's an IMAX.
I don't know when this turned into an Ari Aster podcast, but...
I didn't even like his movies that much.
Damn.
But
I did want to ask, to get back to John Wick 4, though. Do you guys like the whole duel thing? Yes. When it's just introduced almost like the biggest ex machina in the world. Like, oh, John Wick, to get out of this, all you have to do is fight a duel.
Yes. Duels are the greatest. They're so cinematic.
I liked it.
I especially like the ending of it, too.
Honestly, this is maybe my hot take. You guys will probably disagree, is I didn't like the way it looks at the end. Like, I thought it was like, maybe, I don't want to say the ugliest is the wrong word, but that's kind of how I'm leaning. Like, it's like the least interesting looking.
I see where you're coming from.
Like, even the sunlight doesn't look that good. Like,
well, it's obviously like the CGI they use for like the Batman and stuff.
Oh, like the rear projection thing.
Yeah,
it doesn't look nearly as good though. I don't know.
Well, Batman had the darkness to contrast it in those scenes.
I mean, this scene was pretty.
Also, it didn't have Zoe Kravitz looking fine as hell too. Going on with.
But just the movie.
I see where you're coming from though. Yeah.
No, it felt like, I don't know, all the other set pieces, like especially the club and the Osaka Hotel, both of those look way better to me than this one.
It's not the best looking part of the movie, that's for sure.
It also is kind of.
But you asked me if I like the duel, and I love the duel.
But do you like how it ends too?
Yes.
Maybe that's. I don't like how it ends. It feels like kind of cheap too. Like this guy's dumb as fuck, basically.
No,
it got me though. That's the thing. It got me.
All right.
Yeah. So I didn't realize that until because they are firing at the same time.
Yeah.
So
and then like he didn't notice John Wick.
If the gunshots are so loud, like, are you really gonna notice? Like,
you don't like Barry Lyndon?
That's a way better duel.
Oh, way better. It's different.
He got him.
No, I love duel. A duel can be done very well. Like,
I think it's done.
Okay, now he's
but Barry Lyndon makes the duel like kind of what it actually is. It's kind of dumb. It makes fun of that.
This one
is it's a funny way to die. Like, when you really think about it, it's a funny but also sad way to die.
Yeah.
You know? And this one, it's like, oh, see, this is like how assassins handle their business and everything. Like, it makes
I don't know.
that's
not how it is at all.
Everyone in the high court's like, all right, that makes sense. Yeah, John Wick can, like, he has this random family member that all of a sudden can get him a pass to get him back into the high court somehow, so that he can,
with the random family member stuff is actually really funny, but
no, that's why I respect about the movie because it doesn't take that stuff too seriously.
Yeah.
It's like, we know why.
Then why are you saying it takes itself seriously in the duel though?
Well, that part it does. It's like,
does it though?
Like, how is John Wick such a badass, but this is how he gets saved at the end?
Who cares? It's a cool duel.
He didn't get saved. That's how he planned it.
He wasn't playing his shit. He's not playing his shit. Because the other guy is the one that gives him the idea.
They're friends.
The one that shoots him?
What, Donnie?
Yeah, they are old friends.
No, not Donnie.
He is
the hotel guy, Winston.
Oh, Winston?
Yeah,
Winston's
Winston's the one that gives John Wick the original idea. Because he's like, I want to get my hotel.
Duel, yeah,
for the duel. Because he's like, I want to get my hotel back. Another
convenient
plot point.
No, but see, that's the funny part of it is like this fucking crime syndicate or like this crime underworld is so beholden to rules that they follow the duel. Like what?
Right,
they literally say that in the movie. I think, but.
No, I'll respect that. Like, it doesn't take itself too seriously.
No,
I really, that's what I like about it. But
no, and the fact that they're like they literally fire 3 times, like 3 paces, like 3 different directions, or 3 different like parts away, basically like 10 feet each time or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, we should talk a little bit more about before we actually end John Wick 4 about Donnie Yen's character because
that up. Holy shit, he's so cool.
Like, yeah, I really love him, and like one of the best parts about John Wick in general is the sound design and how amazing they make everything sound. But Donnie Yen's fucking sword, or his sword cane in this, is amazing. Mostly because, it's obviously because he's amazing also. But like the sound it makes whenever it just like slowly like goes into someone, or like quickly, not slowly, like really quickly just stabs someone and they like just fall over basically and die. Yeah. Like it's just a really awesome sound design.
It's just the fact that he's not seeing shit.
Exactly, he's a blind man.
It's crazy. Like
he's like, no, I'm not Deadpool. What am I thinking of?
There is a blind...
Daredevil.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
he's blind, yeah.
I feel like there's another blind
Zatoichi,
action
the blind
character.
Rogue
samurai.
One? Doesn't he play blind character in Rogue One too?
He does, yeah.
You remember stuff from that movie?
No, he does play a blind
he's in
character in
Rogue One,
Rogue One.
yeah.
I do not remember.
He does play.
I do
He
not
does
remember
play a blind
anything
character.
from that movie.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
do you remember something from that?
But I mean, Blake. I
Okay,
mean, I
no,
kind of
maybe
remember
you're
him in that
right.
movie.
No, I
because I remember like
I've seen,
walking
like,
through
3
all
times,
the
so.
like bullets and stuff
Yeah.
that are going through, and he's like, just easily dodging it because he has the Force. He basically has the Force
I
in
do
this
not.
one.
I do not recall that at all. What the
You don't recall that? Oh,
I don't remember
It's
anything
a
from that
hilarious
movie.
part because then his sidekick starts walking out doing the same thing after he dies because he didn't make it.
Damn, I don't remember that.
Oh, you don't remember that? Oh, it's so stupid. I don't like Rogue
I just
One very
remember
much,
hating
but
that movie.
I
Some
don't
people love
like
that
Rogue.
movie.
I literally
people
cannot
love
remember
Rogue One.
anything. I'm not even.
People
joking.
love Rogue One. I do not like that movie that much.
Yeah, people. Yeah.
But no, okay. So,
Do we have any last thoughts?
so
on
to end
John
it,
Wick?
favorite
Okay, yes.
favorite action scene.
Of those,
I want you guys to voice it.
favorite action.
Probably the radio station, him going in the streets. Okay,
Okay.
that specifically for the context of it, but if we're talking about specifically the action, probably the crane in the building.
Okay. Yeah, that was a really good one.
Yeah.
That's probably my second favorite.
My favorite, honestly, probably the radio. Like everything with the radio station.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's
Her
really
describing all the different assassins he has to go
music,
through, and then maybe specifically is the overhead shot with the.
good. Yeah.
That's literally my answer.
I know you guys said the exact.
I was looking through my this plot summary just to make sure I didn't say
Yeah,
anything
that's so
while you were
funny,
talking.
though. Oh my
so.
God.
No, my favorite is the staircase. Just
Oh,
because
we didn't talk
yeah,
about the
yes.
staircase.
No,
just
I
because
did.
that's my favorite one, honestly.
Oh,
just
shit.
because I love how he makes it almost to the top and then gets thrown
Yeah.
down twice.
That's a funny
like it's
part.
thrown down
Yeah,
twice.
that's
Like
really
it's
funny.
hilarious.
No, the theater laughs a lot of that one.
Yeah, no, it was really.
We also
good.
haven't talked about the dog guy at all.
Oh
really.
yeah, no, we haven't really talked
Yeah,
about him.
we
didn't
that
mention
much.
him.
I really liked how he's just like he has like this rifle. He's just like picking people off at long range.
Yeah, well, and his whole thing is just
Yeah.
wanting John Wick to get up to $50 million,
I
and then
see,
he'll kill
yeah.
him. But,
Yeah.
Which people,
I respect it. Bag
I
gear.
respect it. Bag
All his
gear.
dog.
I think he'll probably be more important the next one.
He will be.
Yeah. Because he, I want more of him, and the Asian girl too. She was.
It is funny that he is a lot like John Wick, obviously, because he has a dog. But that's literally their connection, basically.
Yeah.
Because what makes him change is John Wick saves his dog.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
why. That's why he saves them. Yeah.
Yeah. Which fair. Hey, John Wick had the same thing happen. He's not gonna let dog die.
I mean that's true, but that's also like he kind of got lucky, basically.
Yeah.
He gets lucky. This guy's saving his ass a bunch of times.
Oh, dude, this
though.
guy saved like Donnie Yen saves his ass a bunch of times
That's
too, and he's
true.
technically his villain. It's like his enemy.
I mean, I don't know how self-aware do you think the movie is of like John Wick just gets lucky at.
I think it's pretty self-aware. I think he gets lucky a few times.
Yeah,
I want to know the kill
So-
count for this movie, honestly.
A lot.
That is a good question.
Like,
There's probably I'm gonna look that up.
There's probably some.
yeah, I would guess so. Yeah, I mean,
Is there one?
How many people? Estimated 140. This Screen Rant article.
No.
says.
No way. It's only
unless that was only
140.
John Wick, I could see that for John Wick.
Yeah, there's no way it's only 140.
I guess a fan said 140 people in the fourth chapter.
Maybe I'm underestimating how many people are 140 people.
I guess I am too.
That might be
apparently.
what I'm doing, but like,
I feel
come
like they
on.
killed more than that just in the fucking Osaka scene.
Yeah,
Because I guess in the first three movies, he totally killed 299 people.
Also seems very low.
And
yeah.
this one,
we might be underestimating how.
I also don't want to fact check though. So.
Yeah, that's.
but either way, that's a good sign if it feels like more though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that means the action's doing its work.
I mean, that kind of leads us to the raid too.
Yeah.
What?
No, I'm just kidding.
How? I mean, the way I was thinking of is the raid 2. By the end of it, you can definitely tell they're like reusing the same stunt actors because they're like always wearing hoods and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And so, remember the first action scene in the raid 2 is like all the people like fighting him inside that little
the little room, the cell,
prison.
or the
Dude,
bathroom.
I love it. Yeah, with
Honestly.
the overhead shot too.
Yeah.
And they're like crowding.
Oh
him.
yeah, and overhead the crane shot too.
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I love that. Honestly, that's kind of how I related to John Wick too. But there's better ways. But what are the better ways? What are the better ways?
Well, the better way is just
People
the raid,
die-
the
people
original,
die.
The original raid, like the original raid, heavy influence on John Wick.
Yes.
Yeah.
More so than the second one, obviously. At least in style
I was just looking
and
at this.
tone,
The
but-
Raid 2 came out the same year as the
John
first
Wick.
John Wick.
Yeah.
2014.
Yeah.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
For some reason, I had in my head it was like late, like 2000.
Which is kind of because there's supposed to be a Raid 3,
Really?
but they like it still says they haven't even started making it and stuff. So it probably might never happen, but because it kind of ends like they could make a Raid 3.
Oh, for sure. There's still corrupt cops.
Yeah, yeah, and Rama can always come back.
Exactly.
They'll need him for one more mission.
They'll need him for one more mission.
But what do you guys think? Like, what do you guys think of the Raid 2? Basically, like how different is it than the first one?
No, see, that's actually the thing I was surprised about watching this one. Is I rewatched both this week because I had seen the Raid originally whenever we watched it for the first time. I'm pretty sure back in 2018 or 2017 or whenever it was, a long time ago, and I never got around to watching the Raid 2 just because I basically forgot about it. And so I rewatched the Raid 1 obviously, and I was like, this movie's fucking awesome. Just literally starts off pulse pounding, amazing action basically where everyone's dying. And then the second one is way more, like I said a little bit earlier in the podcast, is way more like a gangster movie. Like that's what it feels like. It's the tone shift. It's like maybe a style shift is better, like more apt than like a tone shift, because the tone is still very much like corrupt cops are like the reason like everything bad in the city's happening. Like they're the ones allowing all these like criminals to take charge and all that. But the way that he shoots, the way that Gareth Evans shoots it in this movie is way different because it feels way more like a mob movie.
Yes.
Like
a family mob.
Yeah, family mob movie.
Yes.
Because you have like these three, or I guess two kind of warring. Well, it's kind of just like a syndicate, like a. It's just this Yakuza underworld basically of just like these warring gangs, or these gangs that aren't warring at the moment, but that's the whole point of the movie is like there's this third party that's coming in trying to start wars so that he can gain more control
of land.
Yeah, and that's why I like the comparison to John Wick, to just the John Wick series in general, is like they went bigger with this one. Yes. Like that's why I really like the comparison, honestly.
Yeah, that's the main reason. That's the main.
And the action's still amazing whenever it happens too in this movie. Like it's not as action oriented as I thought it would be, which at least why I was surprised. But
there are more in between moments of non-action. Like I guess that's the one.
Yeah,
difference.
Longer moments of non-action too.
Like that's the one difference I would say between the Raid 2 and like watching John Wick 4 is John Wick 4 when I saw it was 2 hours 40 minutes. I was like, damn it, like, are they really just going to fill time but with, like, more stuff that's, like, in this one? You know, it's actual story moments and kind of, like, character moments. But, no, John Wick 4 is still just mainly just John Wick going from action to action scene, basically. But they're just longer, like I said. This one is actually, you know, more like if they were trying to expand an action movie. And so on the surface, that sounds bad. Like, not bad, but, like, you could be like, I could see why if you watched the first Raid movie, you were like, maybe I don't want to check the Raid 2 because it can't be as good as the first one. Yeah. You know, why is it longer and people are saying it's slower? Like, that's not why I like the Raid. So the fact that I think I actually might like this one more than the first Raid. At least the fact that I like it, that it's a lot different. Like, I think it's shot to me. I think it looks gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, it looks great.
Honestly, like, I think it looks better than John Wick 4. Like, when I had to compare the two movies. Like, just the way it's shot and everything. And honestly, just the colors and stuff. But
I do think...
And I just like the action. And this is another thing, too. I just like the way the action is shot in the Raid 2 versus John Wick 4. Like, I just, like, I don't know, the hits feel more real when they're actually fighting, when he's fighting.
John Wick's also a lot of guns, too.
It is a lot of guns. I just like the, that's true. I like the hand-to-hand combat.
Which, more. I mean, that's what the Raid has a lot, too. Like, that is the thing about the Raid, is it is different types of fighting styles in the movie itself. Like, the Raid and the Raid 2 both have that. Like, the Raid is the first... Or both of them. They're both just a mix of like actual martial arts, and then there is gun fu in them as well, but just not as much.
Not as much, no. And like John Wick has some hand to hand, but it's not even in the same. Like to me, it's not even the same stratosphere as this one.
No,
like because you could tell, like
you could tell
a lot of the main actors are actually good at martial arts.
Yeah, well, it's
like
kind of funny. Well, John Wick also, like when they do hand-to-hand combat, it's usually because they either ran out of bullets or like they lost their gun. So it's more like
and it's like heavy fighting. It's like heavy fighting.
No, yeah, it's also slower too.
Slower,
because they're obviously not as experienced with it.
Like I can never get tired of watching a dude's fist go like super fast, you know, while like hitting some like stunt guy going, whoa, like, well, especially he falls into like 3 other people.
Well, especially Rama's just so fucking cool. Like that's one of the reasons why the movie works. Obviously, is like you believe him completely as like being this fucking like ridiculous fighter because like I mean the first one's obviously showed that which was that's one of the reasons why the first one's amazing because you just think he's another cop and then like he's just fucking not he's a super cop over here
but I mean dude that's why honestly these movies could be just called Rama and then Rama 2 you know like just how the John Wicks are called John Wick
yeah for sure
because like these are his movies you know and they're based around him and that's maybe why I like them too like I just like his kind of character more like and his backstory is amazing in the first one, obviously. Like he's like, is it his first mission? Because hasn't he just been training? And it's like his first mission.
It's his first mission.
He just wanted to like, you know, the kind of grunt guys. Yeah. And all of a sudden he's like you said, he's like a super cop.
Exactly.
Like, by the end of it. But
no, by the beginning of it, he's already a super cop. Like he's fucking just like murdering everyone. Like, oh damn.
That's crazy. No, but that's what I love because they kind of make that the point of this one too, where it's like he's still like a nobody.
Yeah.
At the end of the first one, and so they're like, oh, because you're a nobody, you're the perfect guy to go into this gang.
Yeah.
Into this, you know,
they won't know you.
Yeah, they won't know you. And honestly, that's kind of smart. Like, oh, we have this fucking super cop here that no one knows who he is.
Honestly, and also, while we're doing this, we also need to give an honorable mention to the door frame kill in the first raid.
Oh yes, the door frame kill. Like I still remember that's actually the one kill I did fully remember from my first viewing because I had never seen a kill like that before.
What in the world?
Like that door frame kill in the first one was actually insane.
Oh man.
Like fuck, dude. But no, like Rama in this one also is just open. Like you said, it opens up with him like basically fighting the entire prison.
Well, the first shot is amazing because it's like a really wide shot of a field.
Yeah.
And it shows we don't know who's dying, but
no,
some guy
it's his
gets
brother.
died. Well, they tell us that later.
No. That's he's his brother in the first movie.
One.
Yeah, Andy.
See,
yeah,
I didn't watch one recently. Okay.
Because like that's how it ends. Is like they're both walking away.
No, because what I was thinking of, Rama finds out later.
Yes, Rama finds out
because that's how they get him to join. Because originally Rama says, "I don't want to. I don't want to do that. Like I want to find my own path or something." And he says something like that. But then he finds out.
Because they shoot the corrupt cop that got them all into that situation in the first raid.
That's amazing.
Which is where Rama was like, "What the fuck are you guys doing?"
No, that was amazing. That scene. All of a sudden, just doing that. Yeah, no, because that's how they basically get him to do it. Is because he finds out this is the gang that killed his brother.
Yeah. Which honestly, at first, I didn't think this was a gang. I didn't think that that Bejo or whatever his name was like a gang. I thought I thought they were corrupt cops.
Yeah.
Because that's like at least the cars they were driving made it feel that way. Like they were just like a corrupt cop just putting away like a criminal without having to deal with it.
Do we ever see corrupt cops in this one?
Yeah. Isn't that's his whole reason for like going undercover.
I know but they're trying to find names and stuff because the people we all see though.
Yeah, like, we see mostly mob members. Yeah,
like
I think we do see some corrupt cops. I'm pretty sure, but not. It's
remember the whole thing is like he's trying to get names. He's trying to get names for the people at the top.
Yeah, it's mostly the mobs that we see.
Yeah, that's who we mostly see. But that's basically the flashback and how he gets in the prison because and you know He's in the prison for what, 2 years?
3 years, I think.
I think it's
2 years.
2 years later. But we should talk about the prison fights.
No, yeah, we need to talk about
this. Is probably my favorite scene.
Well, because the prison in general lasts longer than I thought it would. Like I thought he was going to get out of prison fairly quickly, but that was the first I feel like it's the first 45 minutes of the movie. At least he's in the prison. 30 to 45.
Yeah,
like he's in there for a while.
Because it's like it has to introduce.
It has to build up the Japanese son. Or no, not the Japanese son. The mob boss's son. Yes. The Indonesian mob boss's son. Yes. That's in there as well.
Yeah, one of the main characters. I forgot his name. But the mob boss's son. We have to introduce. Rama has to get on his side somehow, and he does it by basically saving his life.
Yeah, in a fight.
Yeah, in this huge, so like muddy. Like, have you seen? You guys have seen Batman Begins.
Yeah. It's very similar.
The first fight scene in like the prison. But that's in snow. Yeah. But it still feels like it's like a cool environment, you know. It's like they're fighting the environment while they fight each other.
Snow's just a white colored mud, honestly, in a way.
I was thinking of the sludge monster.
Because you can't run that fast in snow.
No.
Yes, exactly. That's kind of what I'm saying. Like and the mud is like you can tell there's stuff like they can do in Indonesia with stunt work that they couldn't get away with in America. Because like they're doing like a lot of their stunt, like it's crazy what the stuntmen are doing. Like they must have had injuries on their sets.
Probably,
you know, like they're taking real hits. You know, it's like it feels like WWE in a way when you're watching it. Like when you're watching this one guy just fall into like four guys and they all fall, and you know that's like they're actually filming that. You know, it just. I mean, that's what makes that great action movies great. It's like just watching the action. You know,
it's true.
But like. we get to see Rama just go ham. He's I think he has like my favorite. It's like one of my favorite kills is like he like sticks like a glass shard or something through some guy's calf in this scene,
and just rips his Achilles apart.
Yeah. Ugh, it's a great kill.
Dude.
Yeah, no, but that's what I remember from the prison because he gets out 2 years later.
Yeah.
Damn, what happens next? Like, basically this whole next part is him getting introduced.
Yeah, well, no, they get out, and the whole plan at least is that like. Well, the cop friends actually, because he immediately goes to the Indonesian mob boss because I'm assuming his son got out earlier or whatever because he was there waiting for him. I'm pretty sure to pick them up. But yeah, they like take him over to the mob boss. But before that, we get the scene of Rama like tearing his like wire out because he knew they were gonna search him, and like it shows like. It shows like these cops that are trying to control Rama to find all these people basically don't know shit, whereas like Rama, who's actually been in prison for like 2 years, kind of knows how these people work.
Yeah,
and that's what he ends up saying. Also, is like
it's like the first time we kind of see like these people that are putting him in this situation do not care about him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's revealed later with the kind of undercover cop that's revealed.
Yeah.
The other
guy, Aka,
Aka. Yeah. When it's revealed he's also undercover, and they've just abandoned him too. Because they've just said, "Oh, he's corrupt," and they've abandoned him basically.
Yeah, you never really. I mean,
and that they make that point a lot with this. Like Rama feels alone, where like he feels more vulnerable at times because you can tell he's just kind of like a cog in the machine.
Well, that's definitely what they're also trying to like. I think that's what Gareth Evans is like trying to say a little bit too. Is like the cops are just another mob family basically because the only reason Rama's even doing anything for them is because they can give his family protection.
Yeah.
And that's most of the reason why a lot of people in like the Yakuza and like mob and like all these like mob families happen is because people just need a place to belong. Like,
and they need protection from
someone.
Whoever's the most powerful group in that.
Yeah.
Like protect them. Yeah. No.
He's definitely making He's definitely making
especially from Rama's perspective, like how helpless he feels. Like he feels like he has to do this to protect his family.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why, in a way, like, it does a good job of at least, maybe not saying anything, but at least showing that Rama fits really well into this other role, too. Yeah. Because that's basically what he was doing for the cops, He's just another sidekick who's doing whatever the boss says.
Yeah, he's just a heavy.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why he fits this role so perfectly as well. And, they never suspect him or anything.
Yeah.
Because it's funny when the main guy like makes him strip all his clothes off just to see if he has a wire, even though he just came from prison.
Yeah, literally just from prison. But see, he had a wire just coming from prison. That's the
exactly.
thing.
Yeah,
like that's the crazy thing. Like, not a well-hid wire either. But no, this is where I like the John Wick comparison, especially is like this family, this mob boss family that we get introduced to immediately after he gets out of prison, leads to this just like ridiculous world building of just like a way bigger world than what we were expecting in the first movie, basically. Because the first movie, you're just in that one building.
Yeah.
You have this criminal underworld that it could lead to somewhere, but for the sake of the movie, it's literally just this crime lord basically in his mansion. Mm-hmm. Or like not his mansion, but in his like apartment building that he owns, just trying to like kill all these cops. And for all we know, like this is just the only corruption in the city, basically. Yeah. But no, like we figure out like fucking like there's this Indonesian mob family. There's I don't remember the names, but there's the Japanese Yakuza family that's also there controlling things. And then there's Bejo that we had at the beginning of the movie that we don't really know that much about right now.
He's trying to rise to power.
He's trying to rise to power. Yeah, like he's like I think he's half Arab, half Indonesian because they say that earlier, and that's he's trying to rise up, and he's the one that's like saying he's the one that killed Andy earlier in the movie, obviously Rama's brother, and he's the one saying there are like rules in this world also. Like you rose too fast, and that's the reason why like Andy dies because he rose to power too fast because of what happened in the raid, and like that's they suspect him for doing something, and they obviously have a reason to. Yeah. But like it's an interesting comparison, just like this like world building of like these criminals with just ridiculous type of rules almost like
ridiculous rules. And also,
like they're acting so civil with each other just to like keep this peace that's lasted for 10 years, and like the son thinks it's like some disgrace and stuff like that. With like these Japanese people are coming to their territory.
And that's kind of why I agree that it does a good job of the world building, but where I kind of say it's different than John Wick 4. Because it feels more believable in this one. Like when they're actually when like they're that scene where they're in the they're talking to the head boss that we've probably seen for the first time, who's trying to like get them peace between the two warring factions. You know, that's basically what it is. You know, and it's the son. Like you could see this kind of story be set in like a 17th century setting too.
Yeah,
and they're trying to get the son to not go rogue, basically.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's something that's in The Godfather, even. Like,
yeah, it feels like a classic family mob story,
exactly.
or whatever time period you are. You could have this kind of family dynamic in it.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's why it feels a little more like the world is real to me.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely feels more real.
Yes, and that's why at least, or if we're going in somewhat chronological order, at least the scene I wanted to talk about is kind of like the next scene I have in my notes is the when they go and visit like. It's kind of like we're seeing the son show his power with his kind of side crew and stuff, where they're trying to get a guy to pay more money. Basically, they're raising the price on him.
The porn guy.
But that's what I was saying. Like, this is where it feels more like real world, kind of being more grimy than the John Wick is, where everything is just like sleek. Everything just feels like it's a set piece. Where this one feels like it's like they actually went to an underworld place and like this guy's actually just making porn and is. Not only porn, but it's like weird porn. Like she's wearing
fetish porn. Like
fetish porn. She's wearing a huge dildo, or not a dildo, a strap on. Yeah, and they basically just like find homeless people.
And you can see like it actually going
on,
like the shadow.
Yeah, they find hitchhikers. So she's like, "Where did I find this one?" and stuff. But it's kind of overemphasized. Like these people are about to die. Like, it's warning us in a way, but it's also telling us like these are just all terrible people.
Yes,
and it's like I love kind of movies that are not afraid to show that because. Obviously, there's stuff like this in the real world.
Yeah, that's the like Tony Scott type of thing I was getting at, like where like especially because I just rewatched Man on Fire. Man on Fire definitely has that kind of Man on Fire exactly like that. Like he gives you a reason to hate all these people and like because like Man on Fire is another thing of like I personally don't love cops. So I don't like watching cops beat up criminals too much unless. The criminals are worse than the cops, and at least in those two movies, Tony Scott and Gareth Evans in this movie make it feel like Rama and Denzel's character in that movie are like the good guys, even though they're doing all this killing.
Yes. It makes sense in this movie because Indonesia in real life, you've seen the act of killing, right?
Yes.
Because they were like gang members committing mass genocide.
Yes.
And basically, the act of killing is about them going to film them, but they're fully okay with being filmed because they have government protection. Basically.
Yes.
So it's like, what's even the difference then? You're basically teaming up with them at that point. So I feel like that's somewhat of an inspiration on this movie.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And you can see that with like, I mean, not just crime movies, but just crime in a lot of different countries, right? It's like. Where's that connection of and that's kind of what this Raid 2 is about, is where's that connection start between where the cops are and where crime starts.
Yeah.
I love how you said, I'm personally not a fan of cops.
No, but that's why,
I'm not a
like,
huge fan.
not my cup of tea.
But that's why, like, because I just watched A Violent Cop recently, Takashi Kitano's movie. And,
the quote that you have is perfect for it.
Yeah, but, like, that's kind of why, like, if you're going to make a cop movie, when you make the cops corrupt... You have to make the villains either at least on the same side corrupt or even worse. Yeah. And that's where it makes sense where, okay, at least both sides are going to die. You know? And that's where, like, this one is the criminals are bad. Like, Rama's on a bad criminal organization. But the people they see are somehow worse. Yeah. So we're like, at least, we're kind of okay with him, the people he's killing.
What do you think about something like Police Story? Where it's more like the police officers, it's kind of more like police propaganda in a way, but like
it is, and that one's more lighthearted.
It's more comedic though, I guess.
But to be fair, I like the Raid 2 more than Police Story, so
I love.
But they're different.
I like
movies.
absolutely love Police Story.
Like different
so
movies.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
if you're watching just for the straight kind of
Police Story is more for the stunts.
Yeah.
That's what surprised me about the Raid 2 is like it does feel like a good crime movie.
Yes,
like a good gangster movie. Maybe not like maybe some just kind of stereotypical beats, but compared to the first Raid, where it's like. It's a gimmick in a good way where it's, like you said, nonstop action, floor to floor to floor, and then we're just getting to the top floor, basically. It's simple as it sounds. We're just watching a guy, like, maul through floors. And while, there's, like, a boss waiting for him at the end.
Yeah. But literally, like, this is literally a video game.
Yeah. So that's why it's surprising where all of a sudden it's like the second movie is like a complete 180 shift to a crime movie where a family drama in it, and there's still a lot of great action.
And you can even argue John Wick is basically like a video game in a way.
Oh, yeah.
But like especially like the top-down crane sequence. Like,
I'm surprised
like
is there a video game?
No. There probably will be eventually.
There should be, honestly. Like
that would make a lot of sense.
There's definitely Hitman video games and stuff.
I mean, they'd have to make it good, of course, but like, there's a lot of potential.
There's a movie called John Wick, or a game called John Wick Hex that came out recently, I guess.
It's probably like a fan made.
No, it's legit.
Is it like a legit like?
It's PS4.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang, I didn't even. Is it like actually John Wick? Like.
Yeah, it's actually John Wick.
I guess they beat me too.
I guess they beat. I mean, yeah, it was released in 2019. Yeah.
Okay. I guess Fortnite had the John Wick skin. Anyway, carrying on.
No, the one thing I will say, I was shocked that Mad Dog guy or whatever from the first movie was alive in this movie.
I don't think he's the same guy.
Is he not? Okay, because it's the same actor.
I didn't check this time. I'm gonna look to see what his name is.
Because I was like, how the fuck is this guy still alive? I could have swore
I will say,
the
one weakness to me is, like, I don't know why he's in this.
Just to cause that, like, he's, like, his death is supposed to cause the father to go to war with the Japanese. That's the only reason he's in there.
Yeah, it's the same guy, Mad Dog.
Oh, it is? Okay. So, like, see, I have no fucking idea this guy survived from the first movie. Because I thought Rama fucking murdered this dude. So
I don't even remember how he died in the first one.
He was, well, it's whenever he's beating Andy, basically. Like, Rama and the corrupt police chief split up, and the police chief goes up to the 14th floor or whatever to get, or the 15th floor to grab the guy.
Aren't they with like a butcher kind of?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, he's got him hung up there, and he's torturing him. And then Rama walks in, and then then Rama and Andy fight him.
Okay, I was wrong. It is the same actor, but it's a different
guy.
Character.
Okay, different.
His name is different characters in both movies. He's Mad Dog in the first one, and this one his name is Prokosa.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure
that makes so much more sense.
And I'm pretty sure the reason is because he's a popular actor in Indonesia.
It makes sense. He's a great actor.
And it feels like a little bit to me they were trying to find a way to get him in this movie.
Yeah.
Because they killed him off in the first one, but people still liked him, and they wanted to put him in.
I respect it.
No, that's the only thing that shocked me.
It is one of the funniest parts of the movie where we see his wife or his ex-wife, and he's on purpose he looks really ugly.
Homeless. He looks
homeless.
Like.
Yeah. And then she's like, super hot, like, just looks like a normal, wife. Like, you would not suspect them to be together at all. And he's like trying to play for effect. Like, that's how far this guy's kind of fallen.
Yeah.
But it's still funny when you see it.
No,
it's like you would never guess this to be a couple in a million years.
No.
But he's basically paying like child support or something. I think that's like.
Well, he wants to see his kid again.
He does ask the. Yeah, he's like giving her money.
Yeah, giving her money.
That would make sense. He does want to see his kid.
Yeah. But what? How does this movie end exactly? The ending's amazing. Actually,
great. Yeah, because I mean, we should say at least like the brother kind of betrays. His father.
No.
It's kind of
the son.
So.
Yeah, the whole
not
movie.
Not the brother, the son.
Yeah, the whole movie is basically about the son just trying. He has this fire in him that they've been saying. Like he's got the same fire as his
he's a rebellious son.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's one of the cooler scenes is that he does kill his dad, and he's not even man enough to look him in the eyes whenever he does. He looks down. Yeah. Or he looks away. But no, yeah, he kills his dad. That's what leads to like this war, or not. Because, like, a war doesn't really break out because Rama ends it before it can.
Not yet, yeah.
No, because that's literally how, like, the movie basically ends. Is, like, Rama's walking out and the Japanese are right there, like, ready to come in and start a war.
Yeah, that's true. And he's like, I've already killed everyone.
Yeah, clearly. Like, well, it's inaudible, but...
Yeah.
But, yeah, there's no dialogue, but, yeah. But, no, like, that's how... Yeah.
Because I want to talk about at least, like, the action scene after... Because when Rama, like, he storms in to... Right after... the son kills the father. He storms in to save them from killing Ika, and that's what keeps Ika alive.
Yeah,
and that whole scene of when they're running away, like in the cars and stuff,
the car chase,
it's amazing. Like there's that's the thing. Like how did they even they're filming like car action set pieces. The first one is all in one building.
Yeah.
You could tell it's like I'm not saying it's cheap in a bad way, but you could tell it's like low budget in terms of like obviously they're filming in one location. And they're being really creative with it. But then compared to this one, it's like they're filming all different types of locations. There's a shot in this one where the crane goes from one car, like it's inside Rama's car.
Yeah.
And then while the car is going, it goes up and it goes inside Ika's car, in the other window while it's going. It's like holy shit! Like they're doing so many cool action stuff, and you can tell like basically gave that, like, honestly, but with both movies we've talked about, but you can tell they're just both huge action heads.
Yes.
You know? And, like...
I need Michael Bay to do that with his
They're
shows.
huge. They're huge action heads that want to show the process behind making an action scene.
Yes, yes.
Basically.
They actually... It's not just fast cuts where they're trying to hide the action, you know,
yeah.
like, just to get on with it, because, you know, like, they actually don't know what they're doing. Like,
Yeah.
they are spending time on the hits.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to say this with the first... Because the first scene is my favorite in terms of, like, the sounds that go along with all the hits when he's actually fighting all the people in the prison and stuff. But... Throughout the movie, like, I love how the punches sound in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
In both of them, but, like, I don't know, just the sound effects they choose. Like, it must, I don't know whoever's doing the sound design or stuff, but it just, that's important to an action movie to me. When, the kind of sound you hear when the punch happens.
That's what I said about John
Wick
so 4 also.
Sounds,
is like one reason why I love Donnie Yen's character was because of how his sword sounded.
That's
like,
exactly.
Like, it's so fucking cool.
That's a big part of it.
Yeah, so that but that scene, I'm glad you mentioned the car chase, because that was actually one of the shocking things, as well as like how the fuck they went from that to this, like, holy shit.
Exactly, dude.
but then like it goes back to its roots per se with that ending.
With the ending because it sets up the kind of bosses he's gonna have to go through in this one.
Yeah, it does.
Earlier with the what's
baseball Batman. Baseball Batman. I just like calling him Baseball Batman. You know.
I mean, that's what I'm calling him. Baseball Batman. And then what does she do?
It's her name's Hammer Girl.
Hammer Girl.
She has hammers.
Oh yeah, they know what they are.
Really?
What's him like with the kind of like mini machete?
He's called the
Machete Man.
He's called the assassin.
No, he's called Machete. We're calling him Machete Man.
Mini machete. Because he has like two small ones.
They're machetes. They're
like curved.
They're like called. It's like a scimitar almost, but like really small. I don't know what that's called. It's like a crescent.
Yes, exactly.
Like it's like a sickle, but really tiny. Like a
mini
tiny
sickle.
Mini sickle.
Yeah.
A mini sickle. A mini sickle of death.
He's way more badass than that sounds.
Oh, it's amazing. That.
Well, we should talk about those at least, because like he fights both of them at the first two at once. The baseball.
And that scene also is really cool because we've seen how good they are at fighting earlier in the movie, because we did get a scene of them just killing people, obviously.
Yeah. Kind of introducing them.
Yeah, just introducing like how badass they are.
Yeah.
And he just like fucking takes them out, basically.
This is my version of a good superhero movie, where it's like it's basically super. Like these are side bosses, and he's the main boss, and like, you know, Rama's like the guy who's gonna win at the end. You know that, but for some reason it feels more real because the action is. Brutal. It's a real action. It's not just CG. It's real brutal action. People falling, people taking hits and stuff. You know.
And you want us to go see The Flash? So.
No, I'm not gonna see.
I mean, I'm watching that for a great story. Okay, I mean, I'm kidding.
We'll let the sound speak for itself.
We'll add crickets later, Danny.
But yeah, so basically, the kitchen side fight, that's the best one.
Yes, with this.
Because it lasts a long time.
No, yeah.
Like, this one is at least the most where it feels like the John Wick in terms of the action starts to feel so long where the characters get really tired in the movie itself, you know? Where
the characters get tired, and that's actually a good thing about both these movies as well, is like the characters wear the punishment on them the entire movie, basically, like...
I mean, at least in the scenes itself.
Yeah,
maybe not in between scenes where they're just fine, like, for the fights in the next scene.
They'll have the win back, you know?
yeah. All they need is a night off. All they need is a good night's rest.
Not even a good night's rest, you know? Just a good little car ride to get their win back.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Like, especially in John Wick. Like, this guy's not taking any rest.
No. No, he gets, like, fucking, like... He jumps out of a window and gets right back up.
Slowly, I mean...
Well, slowly, yes, exactly.
You tell he's hurt. So.
Yes. But no, yeah, we get this... Because the assassin, I agree with you. That's probably the best... I think it's the best fight scene between him and the assassin.
No, because you can tell the guy, like, you can tell this is a scene where both of them are martial artists.
Yeah, they're both like on par with each other, basically, is what it's supposed to say.
Yes.
And like Rama takes a lot of damage too, so
this guy, what I called him, or mini sickle man or whatever we call him.
We'll just call him sickle man. It's not going to be
sickle man. His name's the assassin.
It's never going to be.
Okay, his name is actually the assassin.
Yeah, his name's actually the assassin.
All right, I'll just call him the assassin. Like, that just seems too basic. Yeah, like that could be anyone in this movie, basically.
It will never live up to Baseball Batman. Like,
no, Baseball Batman is like that's amazing. It's just nothing's going to beat that.
Yeah, that's unbeatable.
No, yeah. But damn, you made me forget what I was saying.
You talking about Machete Man? Or...
I
don't remember what his name.
No, I was looking up his back. Like, he was a martial arts teacher before, like, he acted
before the movie. Okay.
Oh yeah, like yeah.
You can tell.
Well, I mean, Chad Stahelski, the director of John Wick 4, was a stuntman
yeah.
before he started directing, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But...
Oh yeah, you can tell. Like,
That also kind of makes sense, actually, though. Honestly,
Yes. Yes.
It makes doing action a lot easier because
Yeah.
you know how you know how to
you
do
know how it
everything.
works. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he respects the action too.
Yeah.
Like he's not cutting away from a lot of it and stuff. No, that's what both movies do well.
Yeah.
I mean, we can kind of close out there.
No, well, I mean, like we should. I honestly, personally love how this actually ends with just like the Indonesian mob boss's son, or his name's Uko. That's his name, Uko. Uko killing Bejo. You know, because he's the one that actually shoots him.
Yes.
Like
yes,
Rama
yes.
doesn't do anything.
That's
like
true.
once
Okay,
there.
so-
Oh, he does. Like he ends up killing Uko also because Uko tries to kill him. But Uko's the one that shoots the guy because he saw the tattoo
Yes.
from earlier in the movie that they're the same. Like the guy that attacked him in the
Well,
prison.
he puts two and two together. The first thing he sees is the kind of
the wire.
the
that
wire
Rama
that
planted.
Rama plants.
Yeah.
He thinks it's
Yeah, that's
the
why I
other
like.
guy.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
because like this guy is basically doesn't know what the fuck he's doing the entire movie. He's got
Yes.
this fire inside
Yes.
and just like doesn't know what to do like at all
Yeah.
with anything, and he's just like getting the wrong messages from literally everywhere. Like,
Yeah. I mean, that's made from the point, like, it's kind of said earlier with, like, that girl that just doesn't respect him and he's, like, getting mad at her
Yeah.
and stuff.
Oh, yeah, and the
it's a tense
karaoke scene,
scene,
yeah.
but yeah.
Or
But
the karaoke part.
yeah, but the other part is, like, what you said when he kills his dad. He can't even look.
Yeah.
He's, like, looking away and kind of shaky when he does it. So it's, like, it's even kind of hinting there where, like, he really doesn't have it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he's kind of too hot-headed to do it.
Well, he's just too
to be,
it's
like, that kind of boss like his dad is. I
Yeah,
guess,
yeah.
You know, what he wants to do.
Yeah. He can't be like his dad.
And that's kind of why he just like takes a shotgun and shoots both of them at the
Yeah.
table, like right when he comes back, and that kind of just like, yeah, Rama doesn't have to do the last kills basically.
Yeah, literally doesn't.
And how does he kill it? He like uses like some glass shard to kill the son at the very end. That's how
Yeah,
he saves
something
himself.
like that. Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of how the movie ends. Rama walks out, and then like the Japanese boss.
Yeah, because that's the funniest part is because they literally were going to start a war. Like they had 10 years of peace or whatever, and they were going to start a war because they actually liked the Indonesian, like his dad. They liked the guy's dad, and like they had like a good relationship. And so whenever Uko killed him, they're like, okay, we're just going to kill everyone, start a war, get all this shit done with. And then Rama's just walking out, and they're walking in, and then it goes like inaudible dialogue,
Yes, no.
so you don't know what's said. But that's what I like about it because I
Yes.
can just put whatever funny shit I want in there.
It's
like,
good music too.
It is, yeah. But I'm just like because the Japanese son's face is like kind of shocked that someone's walking out like all bloody and
Yes,
everyone's dead behind
yes.
him, and then like Rama just looks like it kind of just looks like he said, yeah, I killed all of them.
No, he says because he does say like it's
At the
it's-
very
it's
end, he says,
unop-
"I'm done." Right?
Yeah,
Or
he says, "No,
something,
I'm done."
yeah.
So it's implied that they're asking him,
If he
"Will you
wants a
fight for
job.
us?"
Yeah, if he wants a job.
He's like, "No, I'm done."
Yeah.
But I hope he's not done. I hope this.
But I hope he's not done.
We need a third one.
No, because we still have the corrupt cops, dude. Like, no, we never had any resolution with the corrupt cops that he's
Yeah,
supposed
no,
to
exactly.
find,
That's
so-
what I'm saying. We could.
Well,
easily
that's
have
where the
a
third one would
What if
be.
I don't think there ever is a solution to that though.
No,
That's the
I think a
thing.
third one
okay,
would be
yeah.
they let him go. Like they call him like Ika, where they just like they disown him kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's where
He's
it was sent to, for
discommunicated.
sure.
Yeah,
You know?
and maybe he has to join the Japanese mob or something.
He starts his own mob family. This is
No, he
We need to
can't.
take
He
over.
can't.
He needs to take over the entirety of Indonesia.
No. See, that's what I
Turns
like
into
about him.
colonialism.
It turns into colonialism.
Well, that's kind of what I like about. He's kind of just like this is my job kind of guy.
Yeah,
though, you
he
know?
is.
He's like I just want to see my family.
I just want to see my family. I just want my family to be safe.
Yeah, that's basically. That's
He's
his motive.
basically Donnie Yen, you know.
Yeah.
Except he has good eyesight. I'm joking.
I'm joking. But yeah, we can end the episode this week with that. Next week, Luke, what are we doing?
We are doing a blind spot episode, but since we already did a blind spot episode before. But the difference between this one and the last one is that it's not going to be all of our blind spot for all of us. It's going to be specifically a blind spot for Danny and Blake that I have seen that I want them to watch, and we'll probably do this do this again with like YouTube picking and then
a movie we haven't seen that Luke has.
Yeah, so those two movies are All That Jazz and Paris, Texas. So.
Okay, sounds like a fun episode.
Yes,
So
sir.
until next week, we hope to see you floating through the clouds.
Bye.